time before the whole shit
Does
goes.
Chase sound crackly as fuck to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you understand me at least?
I didn't hear what you just said, though.
Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, it just sounds crackly.
Okay. I wonder why. Ding, 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 ding.
I don't know. The only thing you can say is that fucking voice meter, man.
Yeah. Well, I should be live on Skype, or not Skype, Twitch, and you could see how it's.
You can do this Twitch shit again
on Skype. Yeah, man. Twitch.
Okay, that's what you want to do. Let me hold on.
I mean, it wasn't so bad last time. We got some.
Yeah, but the main person that was actually in the chat is in the chat. I mean, it's in the show now. So that happened.
Well, I'm gonna try it for a little bit. You know, I mean, just do the thing. Well, check it out and see like how I sound on there. But
all right, hold on, I'm pulling it up now. You don't sound crackly on this.
It must be just Discord, actually, because that's going through the voice meter. I mean, everything going to the voice meter.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely something going on because you sound crackly to me, but you don't sound crackly to this. So I guess, fuck it.
Blah blah blah. We got all of it.
Crackly.
Yeah.
Super crackly. That's not working. Something he keeps speeding up and slowing down.
It does?
I don't think that's working, though.
That's weird. It doesn't sound fine to me. I don't
I don't think playing music is gonna work, though. It keeps speeding up and slowing down, and it sounds crackly as fuck, so I don't even know what my cue is. Like, that shit sounds terrible on my end. It probably sounds great to on Twitch, but
I don't know, man. Here we are, Skycasm, and we're live.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do the music, you probably are gonna have to be the one to start the show because you're the only one that hears it the way it's supposed to be heard.
Well, I mean, other people do it, so there's got to be something I can do to get it sounding better on Discord.
I don't know, but like for me, what we could hear, it kept speeding up and slowing down, and speeding up and slowing down. It wasn't playing consistently, and it's crackly as fuck on my end.
Yeah, was on mine too.
So if from this point forward, if this thing continues, then you are going to have to be the one to introduce the show. You're going to have to do everything.
Yeah, that's weird because on our game nights and stuff, I'll be like, "Oh, so you guys heard the music?" And you're like, "Yeah, man, I heard. I was going to let you know, but I heard the music, and so I didn't." For like the Mass Effect, I didn't know it was like Mass Effect, but like chopped and screwed. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I guess since everything is processing on your computer, everything is fine for you, but it's not fine for us. So, I mean, we're just gonna roll with it. What's up, everybody? Scarfinger, Scarcasm, Chase is in the building. Scott's in the building. And Scott's in the building for a specific reason.
Oh, am I in trouble?
Yes. Because of Scott, we have to all play fucking black. and no one wants to play black. Like, no one wants to play black. This is what he chose for the poll.
Scott wants to play black.
Huh?
Scott wants to play black. He's part
Scott
of
wants to play black.
Anybody.
But
I just see it on EA Access. It's like, well, that's something we can play.
Yeah, no. But fair is fair. You won fair and square. So we all have to play black for the show and talk about it on a future Nepo show. Now, working out the details of that is going to be a different story. But for the poll, you won. Congratulations. We have to play an old ass shooter that doesn't have the right controls, and we're all gonna suck at it. I'm probably gonna Nepo the fuck out of this.
Hey.
So I'm probably gonna Nepo.
Hey, back in the day, you had to Nepo at least once to get the golden weapons because you had to play it on every difficulty, not just the hard one. If I remember correctly.
You really think I'm gonna play this game long enough to get a golden anything?
What if all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, black, I am in this.
You know what? It might be something that I might end up liking. I don't know, because you know what? Like, I never expected to given my feelings about the Battlefield series, I never expected to like the Bad Company games. And those games, especially the first one, was made before there were concrete changes to control schemes. So that control scheme, especially for the first one on console, is very weird. But I played through the whole game, and I really enjoyed that game. They really need to make another Bad Company. I think, with EA Access and all that kind of stuff, man, that would be great. I think they should make another Bad Company game.
That's pretty much the consensus from Battlefield superfans, like that it had the best single player and the best multiplayer. It's like the whole package of all Battlefields is the best.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care about the hyper realistic. We want to be realist. We want to pretend that this game is realistic games. I don't care about realism in video games. It's a fucking video game. Like, if I get killed, I can just wait a second and I come back to life. There is nothing realistic about that. There's absolutely nothing realistic about that. So, like, I don't care about realism in these games whatsoever. But I enjoy Bad Company, and I didn't think I would, because my distaste for Battlefield in general. Like, this game is supposed to be a realistic game, but I can fix anything that's wrong with any of these things with a welder. You give me a welder, I can get this tank on the road, or I can get this helicopter up in the air. I can make this jet fly. Just give me a welder.
Hey, your helicopter's about to fucking crash, and you can weld it from the helicopter while it's flying. I'll fix that.
See, and you're like, well, this is realistic. There's nothing realistic about using a welder to fix anything that's wrong with any vehicle at all. So,
I tell you, I would rack up the XP and points being an engineer, though. I'd be like, I didn't get no kills, but I fixed every fucking thing.
I know. See, I don't know nothing about that, because I'm not a Battlefield fan. But like I said, I did like the Bad Company games. So maybe Black will grow on me, and I'll finish it, and I might play it on normal, or whatever the default mode is. Speaking of default mode, I am struggling to play Mass Effect 1. I am, like, struggling so hard. I don't know. I just don't have it in me to finish. I just don't want to. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I absolutely do not want to play this game. And it's not like I don't know that it's a great game. Of course I know it's a great game. I played it like 14 times. That's the reason why this is boring the shit out of me. Like, because I'm starting from the beginning. It's not a new game plus. I'm not running with upgraded space bitches or nothing. Like, it's just, I'm just playing the game. And it's just like, yeah, like all of this stuff was like really, really great about 10 playthroughs ago. It was still great about 10 playthroughs ago. But like, I'm doing a whole bunch of exposition that I already know like the back of my hand, and I'm just bored. I keep falling asleep, like literally falling asleep on conversations. Thank goodness that damn it doesn't have that Alpha Protocol thing where the conversations are timed, where the bar kind of takes down and you got to hurry up and make a decision, because I know I'll be playing the game and then I'll wake up and it was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to select that as a part of the conversation. Like, and that's just basically what it is. Just like I'm falling asleep on conversations.
You're just standing there staring at Dr. Chocolates.
Yeah, basically, like, I am bored out of my mind because I know all of this stuff. Some part of me wishes I didn't, right? Like, some part of me wishes I didn't, so that I can experience this thing with everyone, especially because I've been watching some people play, and some people are playing for like the first time or the first time in a very long time. But I don't have that. And I'm not having any fun with this at all. At least I got combat and stuff to focus on with the other games. Like, yeah, I have some long conversations, but I don't get stuck at the Citadel for all of this time.
Right.
So I'm not having the best time. I want to just get through it. But there's some things that I know that I want to do because I know that they make sense in future games, the future games that I'm going to care about more. So I'm forcing myself to go talk to Conrad Werner. I'm forcing myself to like figure out some of these side quests so that the future games make sense. But I'm just kind of like, I'm just not here for it. And I wish like, I know it's gonna be a couple weeks, right, before my daughter is here. But I wish I had a kid here that would be like, "Yo, play this shit for me."
But as of what I think you were saying on the Game Nuts, when you would start playing, it was already like 9:30, which is normally when I get off.
Yeah, but I generally don't go to bed till 1 or 2. It's putting me to sleep at 9:30.
Yeah, but when do you get up?
7.
Okay, then you're sleepy.
I'm not too sleepy for anything else. Let me tell you, with the stuff that I'm watching, that shit don't make me sleepy at all. Because I will get to that in a minute. But
so you're watching Gotham?
I mean, I went straight into video games. I didn't even talk to y'all about y'all weeks, or like, in Scott's case, like, how's he been doing in general? I probably should do that. That seems like a thing I should do. So Scott, how's it been?
My thoughts on Mass Effect. I don't want to play it again because I don't want to go through that Mako shit again. They remaster it. Why can't they just take that out? Let me scan the planets.
The Mako is better, but it's still not great.
The Mako now plays more.
I don't want to do that again.
It's not. It's much better. Like, it's not. What made it bad before, it was basically one control, is that you don't go in the way that you're looking. And they changed that. You do go in the way that you're actually moving the camera. So it is much better. I mean, that one change is.
That was never my problem with the Mako. My problem with the Mako always was it didn't feel like it had no weight to it. It never felt like it had any weight to it at all. It just felt like it was just barely floating above the ground, and like you try to do something small and this thing just floats off and like goes in different directions and stuff like that, and it never felt substantial. Even the hammerhead felt like something like when you use the little jets to make the hammerhead jump in the air. When it came back down, you felt that shit. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like the Mako just didn't have. It was like the cheapest. It was like the cheapest toy car to me. That's just kind of how it felt.
Like not the Hot Wheel metal ones, but the ones that are made out of plastic. We talking about little cheap ones.
Yeah, it was as if like it was as if like the Mako had like wheels, but the rest of the Mako you blew it up like a balloon. Like it was a balloon with wheels on it. But the one thing that I say that they definitely nailed is now I don't have to try to like. I can point the gun exactly where I want to shoot, and I don't have to worry about it like going over something or not actually hitting what I'm shooting at. That part, especially if something is down in front of you and like you may be raised up a little bit, whatever you point at, you still hit now. Thank goodness. Like
I was
that's
like,
the best.
And I like how the Mako's gun sounds different. It does sound weightier. It sounds really good, I think. And when you hit that the rocket, you feel that now.
Yeah, the cannon got some punch. They did. They added some punch to the cannon. Supposedly they added more weight to the weapons, to the sound with the weapon sounds, but I haven't really felt like anything that I've used so far has been that different, except for like now. I mean, I'm Vanguard Supremacy, but like now they made it so that you could use any weapon. It's just you don't get any bonuses for using weapons that are not for whatever class you're using. I would say that the couple times that I actually pulled out a sniper rifle, I felt that shit in my chest. And I'm using the standard little sniper rifle that they give you, when you first start. It's like here's the number one, like what I mean, not number one, but this is like the lowest sniper rifle, and I be putting holes in Geth.
What's up, Blue? Blue's in the chat, man.
Say again.
I said Blue's in the chat, man.
Oh shit! I just saw him. What's up, Blue? I see you though. Yeah. So, go ahead, Scott. I kind of cut you off, man. My bad.
All right. Just saying what I've been up to. Just been working and living my single life, being a bachelor.
That shit suck.
Yes, it does.
This shit suck. Well, like I'm gonna tell you why it sucked. Because I just had to pay rent on Friday, and it's like, fuck, man.
Yep, another feeling.
So this just sucked, but I know exactly how you feel, dog.
Blue said you jumped right into Mass Effect 2, though, right?
Just being alone. That's the part that sucks for me. I'm used to having little kids running around. It's like it's too quiet. I gotta have some TV on or something. It's too quiet.
And I cannot stand the silence.
It's weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. And like, Chase, I hope you never have to feel this. I hope you never have to feel this. But like, that silence hurts, bruh. Like, I've dealt with it before, so I can say this now. Like, at first, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But like at some point it just kind of hurts. Like you're just sitting around and you just like, it's too quiet. Let me put on something that just makes noise. Like, you know what I mean? It's man, it sucks.
Well, I'd have it to where she would go out of town and stuff, and even then I'm like, oh man, it'd be great. I can just sit here and play video games all day. But then I get tired of it, and then I'll be out there like scrubbing the garage or something, just to like, because I'm just like, I'm bored, so I have nobody to talk to,
it's a different type. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Uh-huh.
It's different when you go home wherever home is, and like they're not there and they're not coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not coming back at no point. You know what I mean? Like, that's different. You know, when you go on vacation, you know, at some point, even though after a couple of days, you're like, man, I kind of miss my boo thing. Like, yeah, it's a completely different situation when your boo thing ain't coming. You know, it's a completely different situation when she ain't coming. Yeah. But like that what your experience is like boredom. What we experienced is like the sound of depression.
That's the way to describe it.
That crippling silence that you're not used to is literally the sound of depression. Like, I can't, I have to, like, and like, you're usually okay for the first couple days. First couple days, you're like, this ain't so bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're looking around and you're just like, hey, this ain't so bad. I'm gonna be alright. And then it's just like, bro, can somebody fucking do something? Anything? Like, you know what I mean? Like, anything. Can somebody do something? Like, you know what? I just be lurking. Sometimes I'll tell you how bad it gets. Sometimes I'll lurk onto Facebook Messenger just so someone can see that I'm on and they might say something to me.
Yeah, Blue said better get used to looping Marvel movies in the background.
Man, I've already watched all of the Marvel movies on Disney Plus twice.
I guess he's just saying, like, put the bitches on the playlist to where you always hear something, like some sort of explosion or action in the background, or just cut out the white noise.
But it'll be some stuff, right? See, here's the thing. Like, when you're in the middle of this, right?
And then all of a sudden it times up to where, spoiler, Tony Stark is dying.
Right? Well, you're not supposed to be spoiling that, but yeah, like stuff like that, you never realized how hard that hits until you're in the middle of feeling like this. Like, do you understand? Okay, so in Endgame, the moment that got me the first time is on your left. When it seemed like all hope was gone, that radio turns on and on your left happens. And
then you also remember what that references is, like their friendship and all this. You know what I mean?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That feeling of, oh my God, we're saved. We might be able to pull this off. In the movie theater, that was emotional. When you're sitting at home in the place that you pay for and you live by yourself, away from the people that you care about, that is devastating. If I see that scene right now, I'd be crying like a fucking baby. Because it hits different when you're in the middle of this. Like, you don't understand how much that shit hits differently. That on your left moment, like, it's not even Tony Stark. It's that on your left moment is like, it's so not enhanced. It's, I don't know what the word for it is.
That would be enhanced or heightened.
Heightened, or like what's like the ultimate version of heightened?
I don't know. Heightened's pretty, like, when your emotions are heightened. I mean, that's pretty. Your senses are heightened.
Like it is magnified.
Yeah.
The feeling that you felt the first time when everything in your life was right. Now that feeling is magnified. because it don't hit the same no more. That feeling of you're saved. It's like everything is gonna be okay, and then like you feel inside like, but I don't feel okay right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what it is. He said,
okay, not.
So yeah, that I understand that. I 100% understand that.
Well, how about this? Instead of the MCU, you just like have on repeat like the Rush Hour movies. Okay, just something.
No, man, because like when Soo Young get kidnapped, like you know what I mean. Like I'm a father of a little girl. Like I can't do that. I can
loop the first three. Loop the first 3 seasons of Martin. I don't know. What if something is like?
No, I know that doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen to me all the time.
Yeah,
and like by now I'm just kind of used to it, and I'm more used to it since. It happened to me before, so I'm more used to it now. But that doesn't change the fact that sometimes that shit comes back and it hits you right in your chest, and it hits you real hard.
Yeah.
It was like Saturday. It was like sitting here bored. I was like, I want to do something. I got a hold like basically all my friends, and they all have lives, and it's like, we got something going on tonight. It's like, it's like, well, guess I'm here by myself again.
Yeah, like you've
like
kind
not
of
my 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing to where like
you feel like fucking Eeyore sometimes.
Yeah,
you're like, now I have time to do anything, and then you realize actually nobody has time to do anything. Now I'm the only person that has time to do stuff, and now I'm bored.
I don't necessarily get bored very often, but I find myself having these detours where I would watch a 4-hour YouTube video for no reason at all. Like I did yesterday. I watched a 4-hour video of someone playing Banished. Just because I watched all 4 hours. Non-stop. I mean, except for nope. It was non-stop because at the time where I had to get up and go to the bathroom, I switched from the TV to my phone, so it was non-stop. I watched a 4-hour of someone I've never heard of in life playing Banished on YouTube for 4 fucking hours, and I had no idea of what There's things that I know that I could have done with that 4 hours. But that seemed like the best use of my time. Blue said peak sensitivity. Yeah, it is. It's all of your sensitivities are heightened when you're in this state.
And they get compounded too. It's like everything just hits you. It's like It's like, I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, like.
They calling you out, man.
He says, so you're watching Banished for 4 hours shows me that you're not back on your cookie game yet. No, I have not made the cookies because I forgot which box I put my mixer into. I was supposed to make those cookies this weekend. I did make the candles. I said I was making some candles and I was making some cookies this weekend, and I made the candles because I knew where all my candle stuff was. I don't know which box my mixer is in, so I got to find my mixer. So that's what that is. All right, Chase, you good?
Am I good? On what?
Yeah, just in general, because we were just riffing, just kind of talking, and I just wanted to say hello. Even though I feel like we talk. Even though I feel like we talk way too much now. Like we talk way too much now. Like because now, like a little bit. I feel like a little bit of the magic is gone because we talk so much. Because that Mass Effect conversation, especially about the Mako, and like how I was feeling about Mass Effect, we've already had that conversation.
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot more now. We talk a lot more now, and we did the whole. We talked Saturday night. We talked. Was it Friday? Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little bit. So it's weird coming into a Monday, and like some of the things that I would want to talk about, we've already talked about. So I don't necessarily want to feel like I'm repeating myself, but like no one else has heard it.
Right.
It's just
so maybe
really
on our game nights, if there's something that we think should be saved for the podcast, we'll be like, maybe I should talk about this on Monday.
I think that's what we're going to have to do going forward. Be like, yeah, maybe we should hold this for the podcast. But other than playing a little bit of Mass Effect, I haven't played anything else. Have y'all played anything other than Mass Effect? No, Chase hasn't.
No, I haven't.
Well, let's see. I've played a little bit of the newer Doom DLC. Forgot what it's called, like Elder Gods or something like that. I gave up on it. It is too much.
Well, I heard that Eternal as a game is like too much. Like they tried to up everything, and then that fucked up the fun out of the first one.
It's just like, I mean, it took me like just to play one level. It took me probably playing on the weekends. It probably took me 3 weeks, 3 weekends just to get through the first level. To be like, you get to a room and you got to fight all these enemies, and I'll get to like, and then die. Then I have to play the whole. Yeah, not that hard of a level. I think I'm on like the normal, whatever that's like called. And it's just like I'll be towards the end of the level, I run out of ammo and die, and I have to play that whole room over again. It's usually like 3 or 4 waves of enemies. It's just like, I'm done.
And I had someone tell me that they think that I would like Doom.
Well, Doom, the 2016 Doom, I would say yes, but like I haven't finished it because there was some bosses through at the end. I was like, fuck it, I don't need to finish this, so I would just start over and do the stuff that is fun. Like all the stuff up until like the ending bosses, I think is some of the most fun I've had in a long time, especially in the last console cycle. Playing a video game, but it's like they're kind of doing that old school feeling of, okay, this is fun, but people know that the next level should be harder, right? Well, yeah, that's how video games work, but that's how video games worked back in the day when the video game was literally 2 minutes to, or 2 to like 8 minutes to finish, maybe 10 minutes to finish. So they had to make it hard.
Yeah, because the whole point was to get more money out of you, trying to get them quarters. Kind of like how that Ninja Turtles arcade game was like greatness when it was in the arcades. And then like you got the Xbox Live version and you realize that game is only like 45 minutes long. Because like if you have unlimited continues, the game is like 45 minutes long because it doesn't matter because it keeps you alive long enough to get more quarters out of you. So like you end up going through the game and being like, fuck man, this shit was only like an hour long.
I don't like microtransactions, but I like to kind of like laugh a little bit and be like, these people are like, oh, back in my day we didn't have microtransactions. And I'm like, really? It was all microtransactions. Like the arcades was like, it's Absolutely. Just they literally brought that back. I don't like it because I don't like how the arcade was like that, but yeah.
See, I'm not a huge supporter of microtransactions, but it depends on the game. Because I thought about this the other day. I thought about how much money I wasted in NCAA football microtransactions every year. Because, you know, like paying the extra money so that you could have more than like 12 downloadable teams and like some of your boosts and stuff like that. And like I paid for a couple of those. I didn't pay for all of them, but every year I paid for that.
Yeah, like the receiving boost or recruiting boost and uniforms and.
Yeah, every year I realized when someone was talking, I was listening to someone talk, and they were talking about what they expect out of NCAA when it comes back. And I was just like, holy crap, I'm going to have to pay for this shit again, aren't I? But I'll tell you this, if Team Builder doesn't come back, I may not be here for it, dog.
It's funny, like, I hate to have to be defending Fortnite again, but, is that, at least, like, with Fortnite stuff, they kind of do it right. It's not loot boxes. Well, maybe it was in the beginning. I don't know, because I didn't know anything about it back then. But, like, you would see, like, a skin that you want, and you just buy that skin. Like, I hate the random shit to where you just, like, pump money, like in Overwatch. It's so stupid. You know what I mean? I notice how they get more money out of you, but it's still very anti-consumer. It's stupid buying skins, but at least if you want the skin, you can just buy it.
I like in the NBA Live games, it's a little bit of both. You build up credit by playing, and then you can go to an area where it's basically loot boxes, but it's loot boxes of a specific kind. Like, this loot box has headbands. This one has t-shirts. This one has, like that type of stuff. This one has, apparel for whatever team that you're looking for. And like, you may get a shirt. You may get some shorts. You may get, different type of stuff. But you cannot buy the currency for that. You have to get the currency through the game. And then there's stuff in the store that you can just straight up buy. You could just go and say, hey, I like this. I like these shoes. And you know what I mean? Like, so if you have enough money, you could just buy the shoes. And so like that part, I'm cool with when it comes to like a loot box type situation. If I have to earn the money for my loot boxes through the game, I don't have an issue with it. I have an issue where if I'm willing to pay, I can get all of the loot box stuff. Right. Just get box after box after box. That part I don't dig.
Because there was like one time I was like, screw it, I have some money. I'll just... What'd you say?
I think you just cut Scott off.
No, I was going to say, I know NCAA is just going to be all about Ultimate Team. That's all they're going to care about, microtransaction wise.
Well, yeah, you can't talk about Ultimate Team. You can't discuss Ultimate Team. How much have you spent on this year's Madden and Ultimate Team?
This year's Madden, none.
So this year, not any.
But I didn't spend any last year either because that's Well, let's see. Like when that game first came out, like I had like I paid the $99 edition or whatever, had all the extra packs. I watched somebody on a video spend $1,000 on those packs, and by the time they were done, their team was only like 2 points higher than mine. That was a free pack I got. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, Nah, if you spend all that money and your thing is only a couple points higher than mine, and all I did was buy the $100 pack, the $100 edition, nah, we good. Like I don't understand that at all. And there's people who like have built whole YouTube pages around like pack openings and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, y'all really just like funding gambling, basically. You know what I mean? And y'all like funding this dude's habit, and then watching him basically. You're basically watching him do lines.
Yeah.
And
it's like playing Madden Ultimate Team compared to like my team in 2K. I mean, like I haven't spent any money on that. Well, let me rephrase that. I spent money on 2K, but not for the packs in the game. And like my team's like a 95 overall just from all the free cards they give.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm into 2K, I usually wait until they have a VC sale, and I might buy a little something. I don't buy nothing until it's a sale. and I haven't played 21 at all on either edition of 21. Even though it's on the Xbox, it's on Game Pass, ain't it?
The Xbox One version.
Yeah, the Xbox One version.
I didn't pay attention, and I bought the next gen version, and I found out that like the My Player doesn't carry over. So
nope.
So I had to go spend another $50 just to get him up to decent where I could play with him.
Yes, that's what I heard from a 2K creator. He said that every time he wants to do something, when he buys the game, he has to spend an extra $50 on just VC to make his character usable enough to make videos.
Yeah, it's like
they spends $100 on the game. So that's what we were saying is that I was about to say that
something. Go ahead, Chase.
No, I was about to say that because we were talking outside of the podcast about people of them raising video game prices. That's why they don't need to raise them, because they already have raised them, because people are paying like $100 for one video game just to like play it. You know? No. Keep in mind this. Some of these content creators, in order to keep their content going, like 2K content creators, they have to have multiple characters. And like multiple characters in different positions on the floor. So like, that's $50 each time. Like, it's not like they just did this once. It's like each time they want a new character, your VC used to be for your account. Now it's for each individual player. So like each individual player, like even if I spent the money and then like I gained a whole bunch from that character, that money does not transfer over if I start a new character anymore. But you know, people don't like microtransactions and stuff like that. Do you think they would be okay with it if a video game company said, we're going to raise our video game prices to $80? They're going to be $80 to buy, but there's not going to be any microtransactions or paid DLC anymore.
I think it depends on the game at this point. I think it really depends on the game. So like if like 2K said it, okay, cool. If Madden said it, okay, cool. If Call of Duty says it, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, once we start getting past that AAA, like, if PUBG said this, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really depends on the level of the game that we're talking about and how well regarded that game is and, like, how strong that name is. If Fortnite said it, you're kind of like,
Well, Fortnite's different because it's like a free-to-play game. But
I know with Madden and FIFA, they made over $1 billion just from the microtransactions. Why would they get rid of that?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes
$1 billion in free money, basically.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. That where like people say, "Oh, I hate microtransactions. Why are companies doing this? Why? You're buying it
because people are buying it. I mean, like I said, I know a ton of people. I know a ton of people who play 2K. Like a ton of people who play 2K, and that's the main game that they play every year. It's 2K until the next 2K comes out. They might play other stuff in the middle, but at the end of the day, they're going back to 2K because they want to go to the park and they want to play against real people. I know a ton of those people, and we're not going to get rid of microtransactions until those people say we're not buying this shit anymore. We're not buying the microtransactions. We just gonna grind out the game. Bitch, no one wants to fucking grind out the game because they start you so low. They start you so low and your character can't do anything. Like, so like
That's the problem. 2K, it's basically 2K is like Farmville. I mean, to where you're like, oh man, I can't get these crops out because it's like, unless I do it like one banana a day. But unless you paid money. So you're going to pay money to like get more than one banana. So 2K is just doing that with character XP, I guess.
Again, with this, you got to pay VC for every little thing you get for that game too. You get a new tattoo, you got to buy, pay for it. Shoes, you got to pay for it. Wristbands, you got to pay for it. It's like, oh my goodness.
That's normally how it works. You normally have to pay for your tattoos and wristbands.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing that always drives me crazy, right? So in the game, I can get my character up to a level that I can get a sponsorship, right? If I get a sponsorship, shouldn't everything at the store be free for me because they're my sponsor?
Well, shouldn't or at least the sponsor be giving you VC every now and again?
They give you some VC, but it's not enough to really do anything.
Yeah.
Well, it should be a lot.
The way that they did it in the last game that I played, a lot of they give you you can negotiate your sponsorship deals, so you could get a lump sum of VC, and then you get certain things that you can get extra VC for, like how many 3-pointers or like that type of stuff. But like, still say, like, if I don't know, if I have a Jordan brand sponsorship, nothing Jordan brand should be off limits to me.
Right.
Because that's how it is. That's how it is in real life.
They just give you like a discount for them. That's all they do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a little discount for it, but like that discount don't do enough. That discount don't do nearly enough. And I'm like,
yeah, it's like instead of being sponsored, you basically just like get an employee discount at the company store.
Basically, that's what it is. It's basically like the employee discount.
Yeah, hopefully EA can get Live going back again, because I know they hired 2 of the main producers from 2K.
I still love Live, and I still love playing Live whenever I get around to it. I still love playing Live. Live is just fun for me. And here's the best part about Live. One, no microtransactions, with the exception of like the Ultimate Team. There's no microtransactions other than that. 2, they don't start you at like a level 60 where you can't do anything. You basically start at a 70 and you got a little something on you, but you can get better as like you're playing the game. So you get better as you're playing the game, and like the more that you learn about the game, the better not just your character is, but the better you become at the game, because you're learning the mechanics and all of that kind of stuff, but you're unlocking things in game, not because of some external thing. I really hope, if they are working on another game, I hope they keep that. That you keep the Ultimate Team. Have fun. The people who want to have fun with the Ultimate Team, have all the fun you want to with the Ultimate Team. But keep the rest of that shit the way that it was.
Yeah, I was playing last night. I was actually going to go in the city part of it for the My Player. Yeah, now you're stuck in this thing called Rookieville. You got to play pickup games against other people to get to the city part. So I can buy my shoes and my headbands and my wristbands. It's like, I don't want to play nobody. Why can't I just go into the city and buy stuff?
Everybody in Rookieville is wearing the same clothes, so you're like, who the fuck is actually on my team?
Yep.
They give you a brown shirt. They give you a brown shirt
and some sweatpants.
And some sweatpants. That's what your character starts off with. But like, guess what? If you're in Rookieville, you can't go out to the store and find you some more clothes. So like, you're all wearing this, and now you're playing a 3-on-3 basketball match where everyone is dressed exactly the fucking same.
Mm-hmm. Like, man, well, I was on at 6 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody on. Tried to play 1-on-1, and that game took like half an hour because we both suck. Because our player characters are so low.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I like the and there's a feature of there's a feature of live that is like no one ever talks about. There's a feature of live that's like a Clash of Clans type thing where like you create your own court. And then while playing the game, you unlock other basketball players that you can put on your team, right? So basically, you create your own court. You can unlock the rules of how to play. And like other people basically take on your team to try to take over your court when you're not around. And you can do that to like other people, and like you have a list of all of your friends who set up theirs. So you can go to your friend's court and take over their shit while they're not around, and then they get a notification. It's like, hey, Scarfinger is taking over your court. Go get that shit back. And like you can do all of this, and like it's not even like you're not even on at the same time, like but like I set this up, and like this is my defense for when you try to come to my house. I think that's kind of fun. And like I did it a little bit, but like it just by the time I started playing, everybody had already moved on to 2K, so I didn't really have a lot going on there, but it was kind of dope.
So then I can get to the last game I played, which I've been playing too much of, and that's MLB The Show, which I'm surprised because I don't like baseball. But
yeah, but you newly rediscovered your whiteness, so like this is kind of a part. This is kind of a part of the package. Like you get to be white again, so like you have to care about baseball now because it's America's pastime. We need to care about baseball again.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what man. It's playing the Road to the Show, which is just like the My Player mode, and it's so fun. I mean, because I don't have to sit there and play through 9 innings. I just play when I'm batting or if the ball's hit to me.
Yeah. So who do you play for? Do you pick where you play for, or is it one of those things where you're drafted?
You can be drafted, or you can pick the team you play for. And I made a mistake and picked the Pirates just because their AAA team is the local team here. So I was like, I can play my local team. And yeah, there's like 5 other guys in my position that are better than me. And this game's a grind, so it'll probably take me at least 3 or 4 seasons to get to the MLB The Show.
So when you're starting off in the lower levels, you start
off in Double A, and you move up to Triple A, then to the big leagues or whatever.
That's cool. I like that shit. And like they only added that to 2K in the most recent one. If you're playing the story, you can choose to go to the D League.
Yeah, or the G League. That's why
I'm sorry, the G League.
I did college in the last gen, and this new one I'm doing the G League.
Oh, so you haven't finished it? You haven't finished the story?
Well, I did with the college one.
No. Let me tell you about the greatness that is the G League. The G League storyline. When you get to the end of the G League storyline, the team that you're playing against is all of the main characters from the previous 2Ks. So like Freak, the President, like all of them that you were in the previous games, they are now the team that you're playing against in the G League on that mode. It is the funniest thing ever. It is the funniest thing ever because like they all have their voice actors and all of that kind of stuff. It is hilarious.
I'll have to look forward to that then.
Yeah, it's greatness, and if you're good enough, you play them twice. So that shit is fucking dope. I love the fuck out of that shit. When I watch someone do it, I haven't played it because of course I don't have the current gen console, but that shit is fucking great.
Yeah, it's like that's like with MLB The Show. I mean, it's like the game's quick. Like I could play like a full 3 series of because most games are when you play teams three games against at home and 3 games away. I can play those 6 games in like half an hour.
Because you said it doesn't matter. Like you're not a part of anything unless something
because when you first start off, they consider you a two-way player. Or you play the position, and you're actually a pitcher too. So like when you're a pitcher, you actually pitch the whole game till they pull you out. But I switched to center field, so like I said, the only time I get on the field is when the ball's hit to me.
Hell yeah, man! I want to be in left field. Like y'all just leave me the fuck alone. I want to be in left field. That's what I want to be.
I was looking around though, and it's not like 2K where this player that I'm playing with, I can go start a new league or go to the show, and I keep all my stats, like my attributes and everything.
Oh,
so I have to start over. But I just played a season and a half. I really don't want to sit through that again for another team just to try to get up to the major leagues.
Okay, that's dope. So do you have a baseball team that you care about?
If I did, it would probably be the Tigers.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm from Indy, but I followed basically all the Detroit teams except for the Lions. I'm a Pistons fan, Tigers fan, and if I watch hockey, it's the Red Wings.
I mean, like, who wants to be a Lions fan? Like,
I don't know.
like, fuck that shit. Like, I would never do that to myself. Even if I'm born and raised Detroit, I'm just not. I would rather just not be a football fan than to be a Detroit fan.
That's pretty harsh, man.
No, it's the truth. That shit is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Like, at least, like, people around here who are fans, like, since we don't have a team, there's a lot of people who are fans of all kinds of teams, but the main ones are the Cowboys and the Redskins or whatever. But, like, even delusional Cowboys and Redskins fans, I'm sorry, Cowboys and football team fans, even delusional Cowboys and football team fans, at least at some point, those teams have actually won something. Granted, anyone who was born right after the last time they won Super Bowls can now drink legally. So, like, but at least there's something of that in your past that you can hold on to the way that Cowboys fans 100% do. Detroit fans ain't even got that. They've always been awful.
And I think the last time I won a championship was just the NFL championship before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, before there was a Super Bowl. There's been 50-something fucking Super Bowls. Before there was a Super Bowl was the last time they won something.
So are they basically like the football version of Red Sox before 2004?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Very much so.
I'll give me something to drink.
MLB The Show. They have another quick season mode on there. It's called Watch to October. Where basically you pick a team and like they put you in at certain points of the season. Like say it's like opening day, they'll put you in like the last 2 innings of that game and you play. Then like they'll save it for like another week or something. And you play 1 or 2 innings of another game. And it's supposed to be I think you get like a couple seasons to try to win the World Series.
Okay, so they just it's more like a highlights type situation.
Yeah.
Okay, see that.
That's my thing because I was trying to play their Ultimate Team mode because the one bad thing I don't like about it is like all the equipment and everything you put on your player is tied to that. It's through the packs.
What? So now not just your players, your equipment, dog?
Well, you can buy it with like their like their coolant, like their VC kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get them in the packs too. So like I tried playing that, and I tried to play the single player, and it was like 9 innings. I was like, nope, quit. I'm not playing a full 9-inning game.
Hell no, that shit just seemed forever. Even back in the day on like Ken Griffey, a full 9-inning game seemed like it took forever.
Yeah. It's just like just playing all these other sports games, man. It's funny how much they shit on Madden, and Madden's like the best-selling one next to FIFA. And Madden's
FIFA is always going to be a thing because soccer is a big deal everywhere except here. So FIFA is always going to do well worldwide, as opposed to football is always going to do great here. But does football do numbers anywhere else?
Yeah.
I don't think it really exists anywhere else.
This year, since that whole Fix Madden franchise hashtag last year, they're supposed to try to announce this up during E3, so hopefully something fancies my interest because I'm about done with Madden. Like,
I'm not looking forward to E3 at all. Like, there's nothing at E3 that I'm just like, ooh, I gotta make sure that I see this.
I'm like curious to see what I don't care about now, like something new, But
I'm gonna tell you something, and then we can move on from games. I'm gonna tell you something. There is a game that I did not care about playing myself, but I started looking at videos of like the lore, like everything that's everything that's happened around it, and I am super enjoying not playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, holy fuck, do I really enjoy that game, but I really enjoy not playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's really weird in the fact that that's the game I was thinking of when I watched the E3 and they announced Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, what's the next,
Blue said a Dragon Age Legendary Edition would be great. Unless they can figure out how to make, what's that shit called in the first game? What's it called, the Fade or some shit like that? The shit where it's like super fucking weird and like you feel like you're in there way too fucking long. That's what turned me off of the first Dragon Age.
They don't want to do a Dragon Age Legendary Edition. They finally got around to the Mass Effect one because they were like, fine, we'll do it. Like in 2021.
Does anybody actually want a Dragon Age one, like other than Blue?
Oh, because I never played them. So.
See, I tried to play Inquisition, but I ran into. I guess at Inquisition there's a very similar situation to the first Mass Effect where you feel like you're stuck on the Citadel for way too long, or like Mass Effect. Andromeda, where you feel like you're on EOS way too long in the beginning before you can go out and start venturing out. I think Inquisition.
When Inquisition, I felt like I couldn't. It's really my fault, but I felt like I didn't connect to the character. But I did make a character where in Kasumi's mission, or you see that big thing, I made that as my character race. So it's like this giant, like, fucking demon thing, like, walking around talking to people.
He said that's why BioWare needs a Legendary Edition. I don't think I would, I don't know if I would play it, but I wouldn't mind it existing. Guess that's what I would say. I would love for them to take another stab at Jade Empire. I would rather them take another stab at Jade Empire than to make a Dragon Age Legendary Edition.
I'm not this a type of person who's always like, oh, another remaster. I think remasters are good for the industry to keep things relevant, like movies are. Like they'll never stop.
I ain't seen a remake. I ain't seen a remake of Jade Empire. I said I'd like them to take another stab at it. I want them to make a new game.
Right.
even if the game is remade, but if it needs to be remade from the ground up, like mechanics, all of that stuff need to be refined.
Well, yeah, that would be a remake versus a remaster. I was just thinking, like, I don't mind just regular old remasters because, I mean, I said it before to where there was one time, this was maybe 2012, I was looking for a copy of Mass Effect 1 for my buddy to play because I knew he really liked Star Trek and stuff. And I couldn't fucking find it. And they were like, oh man, we might have to special order it. I was like, really? This game came out in 2008 and at that point it's 2012. I was like, I can go to Best Buy right now and find a copy of Citizen Kane on Blu-ray. Why is there not a copy of Mass Effect in this GameStop?
Yeah. It's just weird. And I don't think we have... The problem with it is, like, the movie industry has had enough time to feel like it needs to preserve some things as opposed to video games, because like the film techniques can change, but in the end it's still a film.
Yeah.
Game interaction techniques can change, and it changes everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you're still in the middle of the same type of situation. If you know, like what movies are, your interaction with a movie is exactly the same, no matter what type of movie you're watching.
Right.
Your interaction with a movie is exactly the same, but your interaction with games is not the same. So, like, yeah, you could feel like you want to play Pac-Man right now until you play Pac-Man. And you're like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Even though Pac-Man Championship Edition was a bad motherfucker when it came out. It was called Championship Edition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, that was a bad motherfucker when it came out. But do you give a shit about playing Pac-Man right now? Do you ever feel like the citizen...
you probably didn't know that you gave a shit about Pac-Man when Championship Edition came out, but then you realized,
right,
this is fucking dope.
But with your Citizen Kane reference, we're not talking about Championship Edition. We're talking about Pac-Man. Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, your reverence for Pac-Man has to be on the same level as Citizen Kane in order for your reference to stand. Like, have you ever in your life, Blue said, he wants to play Tetris more often than he wants to play Pac-Man. Yes, except for if you have to play the EA bullshit version of Tetris. Like, have you ever played the EA bullshit of Tetris? Like, no one wants to play that shit. Now, I haven't played that Tetris. Was it Tetris 99 where you're playing against a whole bunch of people? I've never done that before, even though I have it on my Switch that I never use.
Well, I don't know about Tetris 99, but I've heard that Tetris Effect is the shit.
Yes, it is. Once your eyes get used to it.
Tetris Effect, is that the VR one?
Yes. Well,
it is a VR, but it doesn't have to be in VR.
It's harder. It's like just sometimes like it's hard to explain. Like there's one level is called Da Vinci, and like instead of just being regular blocks, it's like looks like wheels and stuff like that. So it just takes your eyes a minute to get used to. Mm-hmm. And like the background's always changing, and like there's one that has dolphins, and these dolphins jump up, and like it kind of blends in with the blocks, so you can't see what you're doing sometimes. And you know it sucks when you're like on level 15. They're just
well. Blue's been
very fun.
Blue's been saying a bunch of stuff. I want to play that more Tetris more often, but I do want to play Pac-Man. He said Columns ? I don't know what Columns is.
Columns was like it's
the Genesis version of Tetris.
Yeah, the Sega version of a puzzle game like Tetris, because they couldn't have Tetris at the time.
Oh, okay. And then he was like, or is that the Sega version? Okay, yeah, he answered his own question. Yeah. And then I guess the Tetris Effect was great, and it's the PS4 version that doesn't have VR. But yeah.
I think Tetris Effect's on Game Pass.
I think so too.
Really?
But I heard in VR it actually is something special because like everything's all around you, and that like kind of like music is really good.
Yeah, there's one level you might like. It's like the beat of the song is every time you put down a block. So you can like make your own little song while you're putting down the blocks. It actually sounds pretty cool.
So they took Tetris and they tried to add some luminous to it?
Yeah.
I know people
Like
who
I said,
spoke that about luminous. I've never played it, but I know people who spoke that way about it.
Yeah, that's on Game Pass, man. I'll try it out. It's actually pretty good. Like I said, just if your eyes get used to it.
Is anybody so okay? I don't care about VR at all. I don't care about VR at all. But every time I see somebody play Beat Saber, I want to play that shit, dog. I want to play that shit so bad.
Well, that's
shit about VR.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I don't really care about VR either, but I do want to experience some of the things. You know what I mean? It's like I don't think that it'll be my main thing, but it's just too expensive to be like, because like Beat Saber, like it looks so good, and I haven't. Because even when I borrowed the VR, I didn't have the little things because it was just the headset, so I still didn't get to fucking try Beat Saber, but
Blue wants another Geometry Wars. You can have that. You have fun. Have all the fun you want to with Geometry Wars. I did not understand the love of Geometry Wars. I don't understand it now. I didn't understand it then. I didn't
play it, but I understand that if it wasn't for a Geometry Wars, I mean, that and like Castle Crashers is like two of the biggest things that ended up making what we would consider like digital gaming because of the Xbox Arcade, you know.
I mean, on one hand, I can see it.
Digital gaming on the console. I mean, digital gaming on computer. That was all.
Let's be honest. Until they added camera support or Xbox Live, the killer app was fucking Uno. I shit you not. The killer app of Xbox Live, until they added camera support, the killer app was Uno. No question. That was the game. That game, like, holy shit. You know, for the 360, holy shit, was that game the shit when it came out. And like, I met people playing that game. I played the game with friends. I played the game with enemies. Like, I played the game with everyone. Uno was the shit. But like, yeah, maybe Geometry Wars and stuff like that may have helped, but no, Uno built Xbox Live on the 360. The Xbox Live Arcade. Clarify. Live Arcade. Not Xbox Live. Because we all know what built Xbox Live.
Halo.
No. Way before Halo became a fixture of Xbox Live, we all know we had that same fucking demo disc where we just played a shit ton of MotoGP. Where everyone fucking crashed on their first turn. Because we all just kind of took off and none of us slowed the fuck down in order to go around that first turn. MotoGP made Xbox Live. Am I wrong?
I don't know nothing about that demo disc, man.
You don't know nothing about MotoGP?
Nope.
The little motorcycle game? Bruh. That was kind of like the PlayStation disc where you got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater thing where it was just that one stage where you just heard the Superman song over and over again, and now that Superman song is forever etched in your brain. Maybe it's because I'm older. Oh no, maybe all of this is because I'm older. Is that it?
I don't know.
Still towards the end of the cycle, so.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe because I'm old.
Or maybe you just got an Xbox earlier than we did.
I got an like I said, I got an Xbox because that was after Halo 1, and I went and got a payday loan to buy an Xbox. That's how serious that shit got. And that was my foray into Xbox. And Xbox is the first system where I was not just playing Xbox was the first system that I wasn't just playing sports games. I dabbled in some other stuff with the PlayStation 2, and I dabbled in some stuff with the other consoles, but like playing Knights of the Old Republic and playing stuff like Fusion Frenzy and stuff like that on the Xbox was my foray into, there's other shit you can play. You know what I mean? Because, like, I would rent stuff, but I wasn't buying any of that shit. Like, you really think that I was going to buy Ape Escape over Game Day? You know what I mean? Like, NFL Game Day? Nigga, I'm buying Game Day. That's just kind of how I felt. I mostly played sports games as, like, the games that I bought. But then, like, I would rent, like, a Metal Gear Solid. But the original Xbox is what brought me out of that. The moment someone told me, like, dude, you need to play Knights of the Old Republic, that pretty much changed my gaming life. I mean, that's the same person that told me that I should play Brute Force also. So technically, that wasn't necessarily all of the best advice. But, like, that advice that you should play Knights of the Old Republic changed my view of video games. Because before then, I mostly just played sports games. Everybody's just kind of sitting around just watching me talk. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because watching that, I thank y'all for respecting your elders. I feel fucking old right now. Holy fuck, do I feel old?
I got an Xbox about a year before the 360 came out, and I didn't have internet back then like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't have to feel bad about it. I got an Xbox in 2005. I got a 360 in 2009.
I got broadband internet because I had an Xbox. I had dial-up until I needed broadband for the Xbox. That's how serious that shit was.
I think I took my Xbox over to my parents' house to like get stuff for Battlefront 2 to download stuff. Then I'll take the Xbox back home. I could get online. I was like,
I remember when map packs used to be free after 3 months. Like the Halo map packs, they would come out with a new map pack and everything was good, and then they would just let you download it after 3 months. I guess they figured they made their money. It was just like, all right, man, just y'all can have it. If you waited this long, go ahead, do your thing. Just locked you out of certain playlists if you didn't have the map packs. So, all right, so moving on, I just want to say something. The Handmaid's Tale. If y'all never seen The Handmaid's Tale, this current season of The Handmaid's Tale is fucking greatness. Like, holy fuck! There's some parts of The Handmaid's Tale that's kind of it just kind of feels like it's drawn out a little bit, but it all kind of leads to something. But this current season of The Handmaid's Tale, bruh, I can't fucking wait for Wednesdays. Now Loki comes out on Wednesday, so we have that too. But I can't fucking wait for Wednesdays. The last couple of Wednesdays, I'm like, yo, let me hurry up and get through my morning shit at work because I'm gonna watch this motherfucking Handmaid right here at work because I can't wait long enough to not get spoiled before I go home. Shit is real, dog, and it's on. Is for those who don't know, Handmaid's Tale is a Hulu show, and it's that shit is dope. The Bad Batch is Just hope we're about halfway through the season of the Bad Batch. Just hope it's really going somewhere. Because, like, right now it's just kind of very kind of Monster of the Week. This is the first season. This is Monster of the Week territory. And I hope this turns into something. They seem to be laying some seeds for something, but I really hope that it actually turns into to something cool and something that ties it into some other shit. You know?
Like that tie in that Rebel show or something.
Yeah, not the Rebel show that I didn't watch, but I have watched videos where they kind of go over the story of Rebels, so I have an idea of some of the things. Just kind of like how I did with Horizon Zero Dawn. Like I said, Horizon Zero Dawn, the fucking story is like, holy shit, this is awesome. I wish I didn't have to play a fucking action game in order to get to this. Yes, I don't really dig action games.
I watched the first 2 episodes of The Bad Batch. I just haven't gone back to watch the other ones yet.
Yeah, the first episode got me hooked. I was just like, all right. But the first episode is the only one that's like an hour.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are like super short. So you can kind of get through it. I started. Oh, do anybody else want to talk about something they watched?
Well, I got like a gang of stuff I watched.
Yeah, because I was going to talk about I listened to about half of DMX's album and I got sad and I turned it off. That's what I've been listening to. So what you watch?
Let's see. I finally got around to watching The Witcher, which that show is awesome.
It's awesome, but like you have to know. It's a couple different timelines, dog. They don't tell you that shit.
Yeah, they tell you that. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What was it? Well, it was like right before Yennefer became beautiful or whatever. And 2 kids. It's like, wait a minute, those are kids from that painting. That was like the king that had a daughter with his wife or his sister. It's like, wait a minute, something's going on here.
Right. Yeah, so it's like super weird, and you have to know like where each timeline starts. Like hers starts the furthest back.
Yeah,
and like it is like until it starts to become closer. Like when you have no idea, this shit is fucking confusing. My boss stopped watching because he was just like, I don't fucking understand this shit. I was like, keep watching, and he went, oh, okay. I still don't really like it, but okay, I understand it now.
So I liked it so much that like the next week after I finished it, they had Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition on sale for like, what was it, like $10. So I bought that. So I'm going to play this eventually.
Eventually.
Well, I didn't try 3. I tried 2 because I bought 2 for the 360 and I didn't get it. Like I just
3's so much better than 2. I like 2. And then here's the thing. I really like 2, and then nobody's really talking about 2. I was like, guys, this is a pretty good video game. But I saw it more as like we were talking about like the 360 era B tier to where we would like these unique experiences. But then people were talking about 3 when it came out. I was like, dude, I was telling you guys about 2. Like, well, okay, now everyone loves 3. Okay, I guess. But now I played 3. I was like, oh, yeah, it's so much better than 2, man. Like it's like that's one game where I'll be like, just play 3. You don't have to play the first 2. Just play 3.
But I paid for the 360 version of 2 though, and I feel bad because even Blue got me a copy for PC 2. So what is a nigga to do? You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea if my computer can actually run it, but I do have it. And like, so I really want to play 2, but I know 3 is over there chilling like, hey, everyone loves me. Fuck with me, dog. And I'm just kind of like, but I wanted to get through the old you so I could try to understand what's going to happen in the new year.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had to, and I got to. I guess they had it for one of those games with golds a while ago.
Yes. Yep, they did.
Then the 3 things that I'm watching. I'm gonna tie them all together just because they're all the same genre. But got through the season 2 of The Boys, Invincible, and now I'm on Jupiter's Legacy.
Bro, they canceled Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, right when I started watching it, they canceled it. Like, that's Netflix for you.
Yeah, that shit sucks because like Jupiter's Legacy, like literally the current, not the past storyline, but the current storyline, they only made it through like 2.5 issues of the comics. Because what happens right after that is like, oh shit. And that changes everything, but they never even made it to it, and now they're not going to.
What sucks is I thought that's what Netflix was supposed to be doing, is like picking up like Arrested Development and finishing it, picking up these shows that kind of got canceled and actually finishing them, and now they're the ones that's canceling shit.
Oh, speaking of that, I did watch Lucifer. I finished Lucifer. They came out with the second half of the current season. It was split in half because of COVID stuff, and that was really good.
It's just the last season of it.
There's another shortened season that's coming out, and that's going to be the last. This was supposed to be the last, and then they were like, "Well, we can milk this a little bit longer." And I'm like, "You know what? You can, sir."
Yeah, my wife watched it. She watches. I mean, it seems like a good show, but I haven't really watched it.
It's the thing about Lucifer is it's you think about it as like it's going to be about the devil, but it's a buddy cop show. It's really, it's really just a buddy cop show with like angels and demons and shit kind of mixed in, but it's really just a buddy cop show.
Yeah.
And that's what
they brought in Constantine into it. They kind of hinted at them two knowing each other in that Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
Yes, and then nothing ever happened with that.
Yeah, like they should just do a season of them two. That's
they're supposed to be doing another. They're supposed to be working on another Constantine season, but they may reboot it again. And that guy who's Constantine now is supposedly not supposed to be Constantine in the new series. And I'm like,
see, that's my thing. He's Constantine to me now because he's the voice of him in the animated movies.
Yep. So he's, to me, he's Constantine because I think I watched the Keanu movie, but I don't remember it at all.
I don't either.
But so how'd you feel about The Boys and Invincible?
Oh, The Boys is great. I still think that's the best superhero show on television. If you want to say that.
Ooh, that's a statement, sir.
Just because it's how gory it is and how that show has me laughing on the floor. That's how fucking funny it is.
Really?
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the second season.
Yeah, I've seen it when it came out.
But I'm gonna spoil it. But when that fucking dick came through that fucking window and choking the dude, I was dying.
Yes. That was a little bit weird. That very weird, but it was hilarious. Other way. Yes. I think I kind of felt that way. I kind of felt that way because The Flash has just gone downhill.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt that way about The Boys until Invincible. It's like, no, this is it. This is the thing.
Like, I like Invincible. It's just, I don't know. That's just more like, I don't know what you want to call it. Like The Boys is just like a whole rounded show. I mean, you watch Invincible just for like the story, but it's like Boys, like the gore and all the funny stuff that happens. Like, I see it more in a comedy.
I think I really enjoyed Invincible, and I like, well, in both cases, I know where the comics go. And so, like, I know the changes that they made. I don't know how it's going to be possible. Now, they already announced that the dude from Supernatural, which I've never watched Supernatural, but I know who he is. The dude from Supernatural is going to be Soldier Boy.
Yeah,
not that Soldier Boy, but basically the boys version of Captain America. They call him Soldier Boy.
Oh god!
I kind of want to check out Supernatural, Cal, because the showrunner is the guy who is a showrunner for Supernatural. That's how I was able to get him.
Yeah, I was. When Scar. Just to be really quick, but like I was just about to say, I haven't watched all of it, but what I've seen, I think as a fan of Buffy, you could also be a fan of Supernatural. It's that same kind of show, to where it's well rounded with the comedy and the supernatural element.
Someone that I watch, he does commentaries on like Buffy and Angel and stuff like that. He made, in the most recent video, he made a reference to a supernatural character. Apparently there's a character who is actually kind of like a character in the show, but he's also the creator of the show. It's like, so, there's some guy and like he is basically writing the show, but he is a character on the show. But they just made that reference. I dig that. I kind of dig that idea. But like I just, here's my problem with Supernatural. It's too many fucking seasons, bruh.
Yeah.
It's like 17 fucking seasons. I can't watch that much fucking
that.
Well, you don't have to.
So it's per season.
To me, the best stuff is like in the beginning. Like in the if you watch the beginning and you're like, wow, this almost looks black and white. There's a reason for that. It like has this grittiness to it. It's not black and white, but it's like really low saturation, and like a lot of those episodes that are like that, I think are some of the best. But when it gets more celestial, I guess you could say, I kind of check out. But I know a lot of people really dig it. But I'd say just watch the first season and see what you think. You know, and if it's,
I don't know if I really want to do that.
I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, I'm just saying, as a fan of Buffy, it's up your alley.
I didn't. But one of the things is, I didn't want to follow that dude from Smallville because I hated his character in Smallville. I wanted him to fucking die in Smallville. So, like, the fact that he left that and then went to go do Supernatural, it's like, yeah, fuck that guy. Now he's going to be... Now he's
about reviving Smallville.
I don't think they should. I think Superman and Lois is written fantastically.
Yes. That's nice. That's in too, so...
It is probably one of the best written regular network TV shows when it comes to superheroes. It is probably the best written network TV show, because it's a CW show, so it's not like it's fucking can't think of a like what's the channel that fucking Breaking Bad came on?
AMC.
Yeah, see, it's not an AMC show where they could stretch some things out and they could do some things. No, this shit's on the CW, and it's fucking written fantastically. The last 2 episodes of Superman and Lois have been fantastic.
Yes,
like, holy fuck, has this been fantastic? And that's saying a lot, because fucking Black Lightning ended. It ended on a whimper. The Flash is the Flash. The current storyline of the Flash has just been fucking dumb, like really fucking dumb. Especially when you have like these like grown ass people referring to the Flash and his wife as mommy and daddy. find it to be weird. Like these people who clearly look older than the Flash and his wife, referring to the Flash as dad. Like shit just don't sit right with your boy. Like it just
thing about time travel shows. Yeah, it's people from the future, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and they're bringing someone else from the future. They're bringing another one of their kids from the future. But and they're bringing Bart in, but Bart is their child and not their grandchild?
Yeah.
Makes no sense, but okay. So, yeah, I hope that the new storyline, because, they kind of halfway through the season, they kind of wrap up a storyline and they start another one. I hope this new one is a lot better than the last one. Because like grown people who are older than you calling you mommy and daddy is just fucking weird.
Yeah, this gets to the point they probably need to end the Arrowverse. Yeah,
it's time. I think it might be time. But I think the Flash can recover. It's possible, but they're gonna have to do some things. Supergirl is ending. So like, and then like, Legends of Tomorrow has always been delightfully stupid. So
yeah.
So like, we can't really say anything about that.
It's like I just don't know if I can go back to the Flash and the guy playing Cisco's leaving, because to me Cisco's the heart of the show, and it's like, I don't know if I can do it or not.
But like, he keeps leaving for long stretches, so we keep dealing with not having Cisco around for long stretches. So sometimes, at some point, you just don't fucking like. You don't feel like you need him. In fact, I would rather him not be there, and there's one less person to feel like they need to give the Flash a fucking pep talk every week. Because, like, this whole thing about the Flash not actually doing superhero shit and people just lecturing him every fucking week is whack. Fucking kill that shit. I need the fucking Flash to actually be a fucking superhero and do superhero shit. I'm tired of this shit. I'm fucking tired of this shit. I don't want to ever feel like I want to give up on one of my favorite shows. But I feel that way sometimes, especially with this last storyline with the Flash. I can't. I'm like, fuck this shit. It feels like fucking some dumb shit that would be on Supergirl to me.
So they have some new show they got coming out next year. It's a DC show. I forgot what it was called.
I know. Painkiller got canceled.
Everybody thought it's a newer comic, and they made a show out of it. I forgot what it was called though.
Okay.
So find it real quick.
But the weird thing is there's going to be dueling DC shows, because like the HBO DC shows, and then this is going to be CW shows. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, I think I read somewhere that Superman and Lois is co-produced by HBO Max. That's why it was on there when it was on hiatus. So it was on the HBO Max for a few weeks.
Okay. I hope it turns into something good. I don't want the Arrowverse to end, but if it has to, I'm alright. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah, the new show is called Naomi.
I don't know nothing about no Naomi.
No, I don't either. Been off for All American.
Oh yeah, I never even watched that other shit. What's the other shit? The fucking Stargirl or whatever the fuck that shit's called.
Yeah, that was on that DC app to begin with that they got rid of.
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard this Swamp Thing was pretty good on that.
Yeah, that was good too. They canceled after one season. That's actually my favorite show out of all of them, was Swamp Thing.
I never watched that.
So it's on the CW app.
Swamp Thing, in general, has always kind of creeped me out. Like, it's just kind of a creepy look to Swamp Thing, like the live action Swamp Thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the cartoon when I was like in kindergarten. Had all these toys and shit. The only thing I ever wanted.
Good. But that one set in its own universe, so it won't cross over with the other shows.
Yeah. So, I think it'll be interesting of how it all works out. But I don't know. I think for some of the shows is like I said, Superman and Lois is going really good. But like I hope that the rest of them can kind of at least rise up to a good level. So if this is the end, it all goes out great. You know what I mean? Like I want because there's been word that Grant Gustin doesn't want to do it anymore. Okay, I understand that he's been doing this for so long. Maybe he wants to do something else.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker always gonna be the Flash to me. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it weird? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Flash, I mean, he's been replaced by, there's been so many versions of the Flash, like Wally West and Bart taking over at one point, so they can bring back Wally.
Like the dude from the fucking movies that runs weird. He runs like a toddler. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The dude from the Justice League, and I haven't seen the Snyder Cut, but like that dude runs like a fucking toddler.
Oh, they released a part picture of the Batman costume for Michael Keaton's Batman from the new movie. He's gonna be in the Flash movie.
Okay, I don't know about the Robert Pattinson movie, but
the new
no, I'm just saying. I'm saying like that Batman looks weird to me.
Yeah, that's a good shot. We'll see how it is, but I'm not that excited for it.
No, I'm not at all. I don't really get too excited about DC stuff. Like, I'm not a DC.
The only thing, to me, the stuff I'm excited for is the Black Adam and the new Shazam movie.
I'll give it a run. But I don't know if I'm here for that either, if I'm being honest with you.
Because I think Shazam was my favorite out of the DC movies.
Yeah, because it's big. Like, if you felt good about Big, then you feel good about Big being a superhero movie. Let's be honest, it's big.
Like, to me, that was the one that felt like a superhero movie. Like, I could show my kids that.
Well, Shazam didn't send a 20-something woman to the like have to do therapy for a while, probably. Like the lady that Tom Hanks ends up being like in it. She's probably going to have to go through some therapy.
Yeah, probably going to have to do a lot of therapy. She fell in love with a little kid. I was seduced by a little fucking child. Yeah. I think we should wrap this up. I think we've got anything you wanted to say, Chase? Because I know you've been quiet for a while.
No, I'm good. I mean, I got my video games in. My week has been whatever. You just same old, and I haven't really been watching anything. Mass Effect, man.
Something new I've been listening to music wise.
What's that?
It's a band called Nightwish.
Like a power metal band? Or like
symphonic metal.
Oh, okay. Where they have like the like shit like orchestrated shit.
Yeah. From where are they from? The Netherlands or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, pretty good. Like the lead singer is like a classically trained opera singer. With that metal behind it and the symphony.
Cool.
I don't really understand that. Anyway, thank you for checking out Scarcasm. This has been a fun show. I've had some fun. I hope that comes out right. Because
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Walt. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.
I don't know how that works. If I don't know how that works playing it during the actual close of the show, because there's no way to line that up to where it ends exactly right. You don't.
Well, like we started talking, and then we started talking again. But normally, once you start hearing the music, he would start wrapping up, you know, and then you would kind of like get into your groove.
But y'all started talking about white people shit. But then again, it's always edited after the fact. So even if I get in my groove, I'm not racing against the clock. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have to like the ending has to be like the ending could be like a Alpha Protocol.
Nah. All right, so thank y'all for checking your boys out. We are going to be playing Game Black, as playing that as a show, and we're going to talk about it in a future show. So go ahead, get your black on, because once you go black, you probably should go back, because the game's fucking old. But we're going to play Black as a show, and we're going to talk about it on a future podcast, and we're going to do another poll as soon as we start talking about Black. We're going to do another poll, and hopefully we don't pick whatever Scott puts up there.
Well, what do you think about doing like more of a Secret Santa, to where we pick something for each other?
Pick something for each other?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna pick NBA Live for you until you have to play it.
And what are we gonna pick for Scott?
Let's see. What will we pick for Scott? If I was to pick a game for Scott,
Persona 5.
Because that would be. Does Scott have a PlayStation?
No, I do not.
Can't do that one. That part I don't know. I would have to think about what I would do.
I've been trying to get a PS4 for like 4 months now, and I can't find a single one that's decently priced.
Told you, man. I had to do some. We had to do some trickery in order to get the one for Pooh Bear.
The only ones I can find decently priced are like Facebook or Facebook Marketplace, and I don't trust none of that shit.
I tried the Facebook Marketplace for Pooh Bear for Christmas, and the guy was just like, "Oh man, I just posted this, but somebody got to it before you. So if they don't buy it, I'll hit you up." So
one for like $150. Like, yeah, what's wrong with this?
Yeah. So like we literally had to go to Sony, and like there was a basically like a thing where you have to wait in a digital line at Sony, and they only had a certain amount they were giving out each day. So the first time I sat there in line for like over an hour, and by the time it got down to the teens when I was in line, it was like, "Oh, we're sold out for the day." So the next day, Sherry had to wake up early in the morning to be able to purchase a refurbished PlayStation 4 from Sony. But she had to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning in order to be there when it opened up, so that she made sure that she got one for Pooh Bear for Christmas. That shit's.
Well, I even looked on Finger Hut to get one, and I was like, "Nope, not paying no $600."
Hell no! You can pay through the nose at Finger Hut. You would be like, You gonna pay for that thing 5 times over at Figurehead.
It was a console, a pair of headphones, a controller charger, base or whatever, and then NBA 2K. It's like that's not worth those $600. If it was a pro, maybe, but.
Have you played a Hellblade?
No.
See, that's what he would pick for you. I wouldn't pick something like that for you.
Why not?
I don't know, because I would want whatever I pick for someone to be something out of their comfort zone. Like, if I let someone pick something for me, more than likely they're going to pick like a JRPG or some bullshit. I know that's what would happen if I let something like that happen. But I want you to play something out of your comfort zone, and that's the reason why I want you to play NBA Live.
Okay, and Hellblade's not out of his comfort zone?
I don't think so.
It is. No, I mean, I don't think I even know what that game is.
Oh.
I was trying to save you. I was trying to save you. All you had to do was just pretend like, yeah, man, I would have played that. I just ain't got around to it yet. Now you got so now we can suggest some bullshit for you, like Gone Home. Oh, Gone Home, the game with supernatural shit that never actually turns out to be supernatural. Shit sucked. It was an RA game, but like at the end of the day, that shit sucked. It was like, holy crap! I'm glad I don't have to fucking do that anymore. That's how I felt at the end. Anyway, thank y'all for checking your boys out. We're just rambling at this point. But we're going to play Black, and we're going to work on another poll, or we're going to try to figure out another way of making Chase play NBA Live. So, thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back in your ear holes in another about 2 weeks or so. Unless the Nepo show that we end up doing is in between here. But we'll work all that out and we'll let you know. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.